gives a shit is just such a motivational quote. And listen, there's a very sad backstory behind this, because when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when I was a little child, when I was a little baby, when I was an infant, when I was sperm, it doesn't matter. I was giving too many fucks, alright? I was caring about everything and anything and everything and anything. And still, even if when I was in my early 20s, I was giving fucks about everything, man, until I realized that the most motivational quote, that the best motivational quote is the quote, "Who gives a shit?" And not in the way that Doctor Who gives a shit. I wouldn't say that Doctor Who doesn't give a shit, but nobody cares. Nobody cares. When I was younger, even if somebody looked at me weirdly on the street, I would still give a fuck about it. Alright, I was like abundant with fucks. I was caring about everything and anything. Alright, it doesn't matter if it's worthwhile. It doesn't matter if it's a big detail, if it's a small detail. You know, I would be going crazy. And sometimes, if my day was ruined, no, my day wasn't ruined. My whole week was ruined because I would be thinking about it the whole week, about certain event, or somebody said something to me, but then I realized something very important, alright? When we're born, I guess, and even before that, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're probably born with a certain amount of fucks to give. You gotta give way too much fucks when you are young, and then you're gonna be broke. You're just gonna go broke of fucks, and then you're just gonna be like, who gives a shit? I'm just gonna live my life. I'm just gonna be chilling here. I'm gonna live in a selfish way, which means I am gonna prioritize myself, my mental and physical health first, and I'm not gonna give a shit about anything else as the first place in my life, because that's like the best way to take care of others. You take care of yourself, and then you take care of others. All right, because nobody's teaching this, I guess, in school or at home. Nobody, but real life taught me that you should be prioritizing yourself first, and that's the way that you're gonna be able to take care of others. And real life taught me that you should be caring about everything when you're younger, when you're a teenager, when you're a little child, when you're in your early 20s. Just give away as many fucks as possible, man. When I was young, I was very much into self-improvement. I wanted to be more confident. I wanted to be more charismatic. I wanted to have a better personality. I wanted to be more interesting. I wanted to have more friends. I wanted to have more influence. I wanted to have everything, all right? And then I was overthinking this. If I wasn't satisfied with a conversation that I had with somebody, okay, I would be overanalyzing it in my brain. I would be blowing it out of proportion. I would be beating myself up because I wasn't enoughly charismatic. I wasn't enoughly interesting, okay? I was giving way too much fucks, but now I'm broke. I am broke, guys. I'm broke of fucks. So as you can see right now, I have nothing to prove to anybody anymore. I really don't care. Okay, I'm broke. And when you're broke, what can you do? You got nothing else to lose. So you're like, you know what? Who gives a shit? And that's the backstory. That's kind of sad, but also kind of inspirational. Give away your fucks. Give away your fucks. Some people are just giving their fucks, they're very selfish with their fucks. They give away a fuck here and there, and they're still 70, and they're still here and there giving fucks to certain small details. So my advice to you, give a lot of fucks as early as possible. Be broke, all right? If you're in that situation where you care about everything, you care about what everybody says about you, what everybody thinks about you, whether you're enoughly interesting, whether you're even remotely attractive, if you're fucking trying to be more sexy, if you're going to the gym and you're like working out and everything, just care about that shit as much as possible. Care about everything and anything as much as possible, because that's the only way to go broke as soon as possible. Broke, what I mean in fucks, you know? Not in money. I don't recommend that. That sucks.